to everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to get the latest videos and the schedule updates of our dynamic roundtable discussions that we're putting together just for you. And hopefully, they'll be packed with timely subject matter related to health and wellness, education, gardening, of course, with some of the most profound presenters and scholars and scientists on the planet, God willing, which is going to start in January of 2025. So I wanted to follow up on a video I made several weeks ago. I made two of them and they are uploaded. And one is me introducing you to our channel, and then the second one was the project that I wanted to dive into, which is a winter flowering garden inside my home. And I attempted to demonstrate it inside of the greenhouse outside. And learning all this technology and how to put together videos and how to upload them and editing them is a task. And so I lost sunlight, and all the retaking, I just needed to stop and come and do it on the inside. So I did do it, started it last Tuesday, and it has had some tremendous progress, and I wanted to come on and share it with you. But I also wanted to come back and just revisit why I wanted to do a flowering garden inside the home. And I was just thinking about how I didn't want to stop connecting with being outside in the warmth and the sunlight and watching all of the flowers blooming and producing fruit, and just really being grateful for the opportunity to have a part in the health and wellness of my family, but also the community. My neighbors also benefited from our harvest, and so I didn't want that to end. I don't know why, it was just kind of pressing on me that when I was breaking down the beds in the backyard, that I just really felt some kind of way. Not depressed, but I just had the momentum to want to continue to keep growing something and seeing it producing, but that I wanted to see something with color. And I wanted to start this project, so I did. So what I did was I kind of researched what types of flowers bloom during the winter time. And I know that I put in tulips for hopefully the spring to come up this coming spring time. So I couldn't think of what kind of flowers would grow in the winter time in the north when it's cold, and what kind of equipment did I need to have that I already have, maybe, or what kind of environment did I need to rearrange my living situation in order to achieve the maximum amount of growth that I could receive from these plants. So I went to the store. I'll tell you about the research that I did right after this. I went to the store, and what caught my eye was these flowers, and there were these bulbs. And I was like, well, maybe they got a sale or something that I can benefit from, for gardening, because it's the close down of the season. But it was actually some beautiful, beautiful amaryllis bulbs. And I had never heard, I don't think, of an amaryllis bulb. I've heard of, like tulips, like I said before, and all the other different perennials that you plant in the fall, but I never saw this one, and it caught my eye. And the reason why it caught my eye was because it is a beautiful red color. So I immediately got this bulb, and I said, well, I want to try it. So I did. I tried it, and it's really good. I'll get to that, but I want to talk about this real quickly, about this color therapy. And several people have done some very good research on color therapy, and I'm going to do a separate video on one particular study that showed what happens with children, or what happened with children who had bronchial asthma and who had atopic dermatitis. And the use of chromotherapy, which is just it's just color therapy. It's just of where they use electromagnetic radiation from the color spectrum, from colors, and to treat different physical and mental conditions. And so when we think about the sun provides light, heat, and energy for us, right? And it's also very essential or crucial in it produces ultraviolet radiation, which is necessary for our bodies to produce vitamin D. So when we're not exposed to the sun like we need to be, like 10, 15 minutes or longer, in my case, I like to be in the sun. But when you're out in the sun like that, your body is able to use this light rays, ultraviolet rays, in order for us to produce, go through the series of what it needs in order to produce vitamin D through the skin and then our liver and the kidneys to making this vitamin D3 form so that our bodies can utilize it for a number of different essential factors that the body needs in order for it to protect you, first of all, with your immune system. And the skin is a part of your immune system. So, it bears witness to the fact about this color therapy, and I'll share that information in a different video so that I'm not taking up a whole lot of time and wasting your time when I don't have to. So I want to get to this fun project that I have embarked on in my home, and I want to share with you what I did. I kind of did it like a little experiment where I bought 3 of these kits, amaryllis kits, and I'm growing them in 3 different ways. Well, 3 different mediums, right? So I want to kind of flip the camera and kind of show you what I have done and how they have really showed up and showed out in producing some very beautiful flowers from these bulbs, these amaryllis bulbs. So let me do that. I'm going to show you. Move this camera. I hope I don't lose. The first one I said, well, I wanted it to grow in water. So what I did was I filled up this vase that I had gotten from the Goodwill. I think it was like $3 or something. But it's a nice heavy glass bowl that I filled with those glass rocks from the dollar store. And then I had gotten these rocks probably about 4 years ago for my students as a project that I wanted them to do, but then COVID. But anyway, I want to show you also the root system of this plant. It's real extensive, and look at that. It's real extensive, and so I'll put that back in there properly. But when you're doing it in the water, from some of the sites that I saw, that you're only going to put, even in the soil, you're only putting 1/3 of this bulb in the soil and in water, and in particularly so it in water, so that it will not rot your bulb out. So I'll correct that positioning. But this was one of the ones, I think I had gotten the one that bloomed first. So this was one that was probably the size of this stem here, and I'm talking about, this one was the size of this one when I first got. The second way that I wanted to grow this plant was in our soil that my husband, like I said, my husband makes the soil. And I don't know, I hope you can see this beautiful bloom that's coming. Maybe I can see it. Well, let's just see. I'll just keep it back that way. But this is our soil that my husband makes, and I mixed it with potting mix so that it wouldn't be too much for the plant. But I mixed it with the potting soil, and it's growing. It's got about 2 stems. Well, it's got 2 stems on it. This is just the green foliage that comes and produces with the plant. But it's going to give me 2 beautiful bulbs, and I can't wait to see how that does. And the grand finale, the one that came with the little hockey puck soil. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? It is just absolutely gorgeous. And red is um, a color that stimulates warmth. Of course, when you look at this plant, you think of warmth. Don't you get warm feeling? It stimulates, your energy. Improves your passion. I thought that was interesting because some of us have a passion for um, justice and equality, right, and for freedom, and we have a desire to see that happen. So that passion comes out sometimes, right? And so just the color alone feeds our spontaneity to really react and increase our physical energy in order to be able to fight for that, right? But it is absolutely beautiful. And this one in particularly, centerpiece for dinner time, and kind of mix it up with some. I was trying to get back on camera. Mix it up with some dinner plates that you see in the back, and hopefully this project would inspire you to really be able to see that you can do these amaryllis plants bulbs. And I did, like I said, I did a little bit more research on the amaryllis, and they are native to continents in the southern hemisphere. And the red lion, in particular, this variety is native to Peru, which is the third largest country in South America, and also in Africa, South Africa in particular. But I did feed these with a liquid fertilizer. You're supposed to do that every 3 weeks. And when they bloom like this, you're not supposed to keep them in direct sunlight. So you're supposed to put them in indirect sunlight to increase the longevity of them. And their blooming is about 8 to 11 weeks, I read. And so I'm pleased. I'm like, when I saw them, even my daughter was like, oh, they're blooming. And so um, I'm excited. I have some more blooms that are coming, some more bulbs, excuse me, that are coming. Hopefully they will bloom. And that are pink and white. And I'll tell you what those flowers are when they come. So just know that when one hemisphere is being blessed, because the God is just, right? And He wants for the north what He wants for the south. So we, when we're experiencing wintertime, they're experiencing summer, spring and summertime. So I'm gonna try to experiment with as many flowers that I can and create the environment for them to bloom and grow until I'm able to see my tulips, God willing, in March, hopefully mid-March, see them emerging, and be able to cut and put some on the dining room table. And hopefully you'll be able to do the same and join me and in this adventure. So until the next time, please enjoy the rest of your day